Talk about it now as Bob Kolasky joins us. Bob's Senior Vice President for Critical Infrastructure at the company Exiger. He's the former Assistant Director of the Department of Homeland Security, Cybersecurity, and Infrastructure Agency. So, like I said, I don't know, ban or maybe it's a forced sale. I've said it a few times on the show this hour, so I just want to put this up. It was interesting today to see Elon Musk and Donald Trump apparently agree on this issue. They're against it. Trump's statement there is correct, says Elon Musk. And the context is that Trump said if Congress bans TikTok, they'll be acting just like the Chinese. And, you know, who's there to defend the First Amendment? So apparently Trump and Musk are okay with this, Bob, but a lot of people in Congress are concerned about national security. So what should they be? What do you think?
Yeah, it sounds like President Trump and Elon Musk are talking about it from a access to the information and First Amendment type issue. But the reason Congress is so concerned is that the data that can be theoretically available on TikTok and is likely available to ByteDance through TikTok, and then perhaps the Chinese government, there's data privacy issues, there's collection that the Chinese government can do on U.S. sensitive data and U.S. person sensitive data. And so when we're talking about forcing ByteDance to divest TikTok, which the House of Representatives has tried to do, and the Senate's likely to follow if they do, that's to protect Americans' data. It's not to take away America's right to have an outlet, Americans' right to have an outlet to talk about things, but it's to make sure that their data is protected from the Chinese government.
All right, so I wonder, let's put up the stats on the monthly active users in social media platforms around the world globally. TikTok's the one that's so popular with young people. So, I mean, Facebook, as you still see it there, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram, WeChat, which is a Chinese company as well, and then TikTok. But TikTok here in the U.S. is so popular with young people, very, very popular with teenagers and the like. How much of what they're concerned about do we know for a fact is happening versus do we suspect is happening?
Well, we know for a fact that ByteDance is subject to Chinese law, and the Chinese law gives the Chinese government right to ask private companies for information that they think they need from a private company in China. So we know that's true. We know that ByteDance has a history of sharing data around journalists in 2022 that was acquired via TikTok, sharing data with the Chinese government. So we've proven that, and we know that there's inferences that could happen at a wider scale. So, you know, I like to talk in terms of risk, and there's a lot of risk there. And then the other factor, you know, worth talking about is this is an avenue for which, depending on, you know, how tensions escalate, there could be a propaganda run through TikTok. And so, you know, I think it's appropriate to take steps to manage this risk. And hopefully this ends with Americans getting access to a popular app.
Yeah, a sale, right? So if you sell it, so that's what I was saying. That's why I guess one of the reasons I pointed out why it's so popular is that, you know, the people who use it here, again, a lot of these these young people are not going to want it to go away. But if you sell it, we're all good. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it would be sold under terms that would be meant to do a better job of protecting Americans' information and protecting young people's information. So you know, that's a good outcome here. And you know, the Congress and the White House have been trying to get to an outcome like this for a long time, but it has not been able to happen without legislation. So I think we need some legislation to move this.
Okay, makes sense to me. We'll follow it, see how it wraps up. Bob, always great on these issues. Bob Kolasky, thank you, Bob.